Yo, what's going on, guys? No fancy intros or anything like that this time around. It's been a minute since I had a video like this with you guys. Just a casual chat, sit down, talk with you guys, and kind of give you guys what's going on, what's on my mind, what's up with the channel, that sort of thing. Um, and I have tried to record this a couple of times, the script and reading through all this other stuff, and the video just ended up being really long, and it's part of the problem when it comes to all of this to begin with. So I'm just gonna ramble on for like I don't know how long, maybe the next half hour, maybe less. If you guys are curious or want to know about that sort of stuff, or the stuff I'm talking about, I say that sort of stuff as if I've explained anything, but want to know about what I'm talking about, then feel free to toss something in the background and listen on. If this isn't really your type of video you like supporting, but you really just don't care about this sort of thing, then feel free to toss a like on the video and just move on to the next one. Nothing that's going to be super relevant to content, like specific content, is more as like the channel itself and everything in between. So yeah, if that's you and you still support, but you don't really want to stick around for these videos, I appreciate you. Take care. Have a good one. Much appreciated. For those of you guys who are sticking around, don't freak out. Some of those like, oh my God, I'm leaving videos. Just so you guys are aware. I know it's usually super scary when people see these types of videos, like with the title type it has, but that's not really what this is. I wanted to just kind of have a dialogue with you guys and chat about like my thoughts, and as well as what I'll be doing with the channel, YouTube, Twitch, and all that stuff. So those of you guys who follow me know for a long time, I love streaming. Streaming is the thing I enjoy doing the most. Though I started with making YouTube videos early on, streaming is kind of like the thing that when I tried doing it, or when I started doing it, I really, really, really enjoyed doing and really kind of got behind. Um, to the point of like streaming insane amounts in some situations. Hell, we've been live every day in some way, shape, or form for the past 300 and I think what 20. What are we at 322, 23, something like that right now. We've been live for a long time, over 320 days at this point, and still counting. And all of that to kind of mention and specifically say that like I know that streaming isn't the only thing we really need to do, though it does take up quite a bit of time. It's kind of like, while being the most fun, probably like the guilty pleasure of making content, because it's probably like not necessarily the worst thing you can do, but the thing that like you really have to diversify and expand upon. Making content nowadays is extremely difficult, not in the process of making content, but getting content out to people and actually making it worth your time. I know some people are, always mention, well, if it's about a time situation or if it's about being worth, and it's not really something you enjoy doing, and it is, but you want to see something come out of you want to see the fruits of your labor, right? Like if your thing is to make puzzles, you enjoy making the puzzles. At the end of the day, it's, you get that puzzle glue, you put it together, you have it displayed, you enjoy that. If art's your thing or whatever it happens to be, like you have that out there so people can see it, appreciate it, and so on and so forth. With me, my content, the things that I pass out, I want people to see it, enjoy it, be a part of it. It's something that's super fun for me to do, as well as for me to share. And it's something I've always enjoyed doing regardless. And it's not something that's going to change anytime soon. This video more or less is kind of to talk with you guys about like what stopped me so much from doing a lot of things I have done up to this point. And I've made videos in the past where we've talked about things I wanted to do, and some of those things have happened and a lot of those things haven't. To be perfectly honest, making YouTube content, making or streaming is, I don't want to be that old guy that's like, no one has attention spans anymore. But the reality of the situation is, if you're paying attention to the business and you actually want to make something of it, it's videos you're making to go viral, and Twitch streams you're making insanely interactive to make sure that everyone is saying something every couple of seconds. And the amount of pressure that exists to make both of those things happen consistently probably has kept me from doing things more than it's had me do anything at all. Whether it be a good or bad thing, whether it be something that's, oh, this is very obvious, you should definitely be doing this, like the wavering pressure in the background of like, can I make this work this way, or do I need to do this way, or does this really make any sense, or like, does anyone even really care about what I'm saying or saying when it comes to this, so on and so forth, or like, am I upsetting anyone, or anything along those lines. Like all of those things, like every bit of that just is a pressure in the back of my mind constantly when it comes down to making content, things like this. And recently, I was laying in bed, about to go to sleep for the night. Well, I usually scroll through like a YouTube video or something like that, something to toss up in the background. It's kind of like, I don't say it's my way of giving back, but like I do tend to watch YouTube content. I mean, like I mentioned, I'm not editing any of this, by the way. Forgot to turn on streamer mode. I do tend to watch YouTube content in the background. There are channels that I do enjoy, but I don't really get a lot of time to watch all of those between everything I do on a daily basis. So one of the creators I've watched for the longest time, I'm a very big Souls fan, by the name of Peeve, and he personally, he has, some medical issues he deals with. His streams are a little unorthodox, and a lot of things he does is really unorthodox. And a video he made recently just kind of like resonated with me because I feel pretty much the same way. Um, which is like all of this viral video, this and streaming in this sort of way, that, and all these different things. I just don't fucking care anymore. I don't. I really don't give a shit. Um, I'm so incredibly tired of sitting down to record something that I would normally record and share with you guys and talk with you guys. And I know a lot of times when I was making videos for base PSO2 back when it was first coming out on global, a lot of people said I had that like that vibe of like the friend over your shoulder that would kind of walk you through and talk you through stuff or whatever as you're trying to go through it. And a lot of people really resonate with that, and it worked well for them. Instead of that, like, high energy, heavy, edited, like blast information in your face sort of vibe. And somewhere along the line, like I got it in my head that my style just wasn't right, or it wasn't okay or whatever. And like I needed to make sure that this was better or this is good and so on and so forth. Like maybe something didn't work. I don't know what it was that got me that mindset. But like I stopped doing that consistently, and it like I stopped being happy with the videos that I would make in those situations. I stopped being happy with those explanations. I guess to a degree, I looked at like the time, and I looked at like, how long some of these videos were. And I know some people like, oh, you can get this in this amount of time, but like, it just isn't me. I yap. I tend to be a little long-winded occasionally. I try my best not to be, which is why sometimes in certain videos, I will make sure to give information right at the very start and then go into the yaps afterwards. That gives more context, but that's just who I am. That's how I do things. That's how I've always explained things. I give the entire picture as much as I possibly can. That way, not only do I give you information, but you have the chance to catch if my information is wrong, where my information is coming from, or just in the future, maybe you can derive information yourself based on what I've told you. That's kind of always been my shtick when it comes to making content, because for the longest time, when it came to PSO2 content, there really wasn't any videos that explain a lot of things that help people through things like that. They didn't exist. Part of the reason why I started streaming and making YouTube content was because the videos I was looking for didn't exist, and the questions I wanted answered, I had no one to talk to about answering them. Streaming helped me talk to individuals in the community to answer those questions, and YouTube content, like I just made the videos I was looking for in the first place. They did pretty well. Other people also were looking for those kinds of videos. Turns out that I wasn't the only one having that problem. And somewhere along the lines of making content the way I had for so long, granted it's, I say I make content for so long, but realistically, like seriously making content for maybe like a year or two. Even before that, I was still, working the 9 to 5 sort of thing. But like right now I've gone back to school. So making content and going to school is kind of like the thing that I'm doing right now. And I don't want to say I have the time, but like I have the space to do this in a bit of a different way. And I've been so like caught up in like the quote right way of doing this and the quote way you should be doing this that I just haven't been doing it at all. And honestly, I'm just so done with it. Not done with making content, done with giving a fuck about making content that way. It's keep me from making so many videos that should exist on the channel right now that it's insane. So all of this to say, this entire video, this 9-minute yap so far, to say that I'm not going to care about that shit anymore. Honestly, the types of video I've made, the long form stuff, like that's not always the best type of content. It's the content I was happy with. It's the content that I enjoyed making. It's like I could tell you, hey, look, go to my channel, look for this video. It's going to go over everything from start to finish. Everything you're looking for is right there. Haven't done that in a while. Really haven't. I used to make, progression videos. We talked about armor recommendations, build styles, build setups, character, like all these different things that I did for the longest time. And while I believe some of those things are so obvious now, you really don't need a video for them. Like others are things that I could still do today, and I just haven't because I haven't found a way that makes sense to me. And in some case, I feel like it's a bit of imposter syndrome because I thought to myself, like, other people can make these videos. Why don't they do them? They make them better than I do, and they make them better edited. And to be honest, like, no offense to anyone else who makes content, but dude, I've been here the longest. I've been making content for you guys while people showed up and disappeared. People have had major life crises. People have shown up, gotten, like, to be perfectly honest, and no disrespect to anyone here, like, people have shown up, gotten your support, gotten your respect, became like, got to a level that they felt like they was beneficial to them, and then disappeared. Basically said screw everyone and left. I've been around through it all. I've seen it. I think no, I don't know if this is the case, but I think I'm the longest standing creator Phantasy Star has. Through base PSO2 and 10GS, at least on the global side, not just global itself, but supported the game back when it was JP and when it came over to global. And that's not to say that PSO2 is the only game that I play, but like a lot of you guys are here from PSO2 and not, other games itself. Maybe you're here from Crystal of Atlan, maybe you're here from Final Fantasy. Lo and behold, some of you guys who've been here that long, have been here for a very long time. So you guys know that, like, I'm not going anywhere. It's something I've always wanted to do. Like, and when I say, like, there are things that I really, really like support, that I really want to do, I mean it. Like, I very much mean it. For example, like, you'll see it eventually. I actually have talked to my guy about this, but hell, dude, I'm getting a Phantasy Star tattoo as well. It's something I talked about a long time ago. I've got, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 One Piece tattoos and 2 Kingdom Hearts tattoos as it is. Phantasy Star's being added to the list. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I've always enjoyed this game, whether it's gone through its amazing patches or its rough patches, and I've sat through both of them. Like, I've played the game when it felt like it was the greatest thing in the world, down to what it felt like it was absolutely dead. And though I hear every single day people tell me that I should just quit and move on, it's never going to happen. I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's something that I've always, like, that is just going to always be a part of me, regardless of what's going on. So I guess all this is to tell you guys that, like, expect a return. I don't want to say return to form, just maybe a shift in attitude, maybe something a bit different. Like, I have been very aware of, like, trying to do things, quote, the right way, everything you're supposed to do, and it's kept me from doing things my way. So basically, I'm gonna do things my way. I could give a shit less what the right way is anymore. I could give a fuck less what the best case scenario is anymore. I'm just gonna do things the way that I like to do them. And hopefully those of you guys who have shown up or who have found me because of the way that I do things will resonate with what those things are. And if, honestly, if that doesn't resonate with you, there are other creators in the Phantasy Star community. There are other creators in the Crystal of Atlan community. I have very high respects for Caro. He's a good friend of mine, always has been. I feel like I always will be. One of the few creators in the Phantasy Star space that I felt like has really, I don't want to say earned, but has deserved the praise that he's received, and it hasn't really changed him individually, right? Like, he's still pushing forward, he's still making content as he is, and he's still having a good time. If you're from the Crystal of Atlan side, dude, like, I don't need to spell it to you. Nellen does great content, though occasionally he does kind of lose it every once in a while, at least from my perspective. Nellen's been doing and been putting in some insane amount of work and making sure they make some amazing content for you guys, and that's not going to be changing anytime soon, at least that I can see. So if that's what you're here for, and what I've said, you're not a big fan of, those individuals exist. Loved pointing in those directions. They both make content that I personally feel very comfortable recommending you guys towards. But if you're ready to stick around here, if you want to stick around, hang out with us, hang out with me, the Discord link's always in the video description. You can always DM me directly, as people do. I've never turned anyone away, nor will I. May not always get the exact answer you're looking for, but that's another thing that you're going to get from me, is just me, actual me. Unfiltered, raw, actual chrono. I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore for anyone. It's going to be real answers. If you ask me a question that's like, hey, dog, it was literally 5 pages up, like, I'm going to tell you, hey, dog, it's 5 pages up. Do a little bit of reading. You'll be all right. So that's just going to be the case itself. As for the content, the type of content you're going to see on the channel itself, I'm MMOaholic. I play PSO2, I play Final Fantasy 14, I raid in Final Fantasy 14. It still blows my mind that people are like, you play Final Fantasy 14? Yes. Yes, I played Final Fantasy 14 before I played PSO2. And granted, I played PSU before I played Final Fantasy 14, but I played Final Fantasy 14 before I played PSO2, and I still play Final Fantasy 14 to this day. Actually, raid in a static. We were working on doing Ultimate Kefka right now. Granted, we haven't had a lot of time in the fight consistently, so we're only up to phase 3, but putting in the time, putting in the work. Actually, recently got over to. They're starting to get into the black hole mechanics. If you guys know anything about 14. And yes, I play Viper in 14, obviously. The moment it was announced, I was ecstatic. Before that, played Ninja. Actually, before that, played Gunbreaker, played Warrior, played Ninja in 2.x when it released. Actually, 2.4 when it released. I remember the freaking patch when it released itself. So, yes, a lot of 14. We'll still be playing Crystal of Atlan as well. I will definitely be playing the season server whenever that comes around. We're still pushing forward and playing. I actually have a video plan, talk about my account, do kind of like an account audit for Crystal of Atlan. So people can see kind of where an account is that most people who play the game would consider my account honestly still free to play, which is insane to think because there's almost over $1,000 invested in that account. Granted, it's not $1,000 of all my money. It is partial my money, partial other individuals who have supported the channel's money, as well as bonuses I've gotten from being a creator in Crystal of Atlan. But most people who see the amount that's spent on that account would still consider it honestly free to play or very low spender, which is insane to me. I want to do an audit of the account itself and show you guys just how far it's come and how much power it actually has comparatively, because I know a lot of people who feel like there's no way to get anywhere in Crystal Valley without spending ludicrous amounts of money, which is just not true. Though it is difficult. It is very much not true, and if you do want to play that game, it is actually quite a bit of fun to play, which is one of the reasons I still play it to this day, and we'll be playing it when we go live in just a couple of minutes from now. But also with that, we will be, though it is like dead content on YouTube, it's content that I enjoy and I watch and I like long form. We will still start seeing long form, not like let's plays directly, but long form playthrough content on the channel itself. It's going to be anime based games. You're going to see things like, the new, what is it? The new Gundam game that's supposed to be coming out. You're going to see things like the SAO game that I have done a really poor job of actually giving you guys a proper playlist of to enjoy. You're going to see things like the Neo DLC. You're going to see things like Souls games. You're going to see those sort of games are games that I love and enjoy, and though they don't all fit the same genre, there are games that I do play on the channel, and I will share with you guys. Granted, is it always going to be the best case scenario? No. It's always the best thing to show on the channel? No, not really. No, it's not going to. And it may not be something you guys always get notified of, so keep an eye out for those videos on the channel itself, because I don't want to bog you down with things I feel like you guys are going to know. But I'm going to share those things with you guys because there are things that I like to play and I like to do. Hell, we started playing the Convergence mod one night for Elden Ring, and I absolutely love that thing, and I haven't even put anywhere near as much time into it because I feel like it's pointless because of me not making content for it or whatever it happens to be. And like, I love that. It's super fun. Like, I want to do that. I want to play that. So I'm going to. We're just going to do that. That's going to exist on the channel itself. So if live streams are your jam, you can follow us over on Twitch. I'm going to give you like the keys to the kingdom, so pay attention here. I stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. This isn't me saying you should watch on all those different platforms. This is me saying on Twitch, we run ads once every 30 minutes for a minute and a half, because Twitch wants you to run 3 minutes of ads every hour minimum, or they're going to run ads to a degree anyway. The worst type, they run pre-roll ads. Now, these are reduced down to the minimum amount that they can get for the max amount of revenue that I can get from the actual ads themselves. Basically stating anything lower than that, you get a 30% cut of revenue from ads. At the amount that I am, it's a 50% cut from it, which isn't a whole lot, but honestly, guys, it helps for what I'm doing itself. I've never once told you guys you have to spend money to be able to be able to check out my content. Even over on Patreon, that simply releases content without ads or anything along those lines immediately as soon as it's available, as opposed to it being a couple hours later over on the YouTube side. So this is one of those situations where it's up to you ultimately if you want to support it. It's totally fine, but it's one of those situations where watch it where you can. And I will say, over on the Twitch or the Twitter side, if you want to watch on that end, while you don't have access to chat, you do have access to a completely ad-free viewing that I at least know of. No one has told me that they get ads over on Twitter, at least during the live streams or anything along those lines. So there's no ad revenue there. So if you're looking for an ad-free experience, watch us over on Twitter. Maybe pop open the Twitch chat and then have Twitter open that you can just watch from there. That gets the same feed that my Twitch gets. If you happen to be someone who has, like, let's say YouTube Premium, watch over on YouTube, I still get the benefits of the actual ad revenue, but you don't actually get the ads in the mix anyway. But I have less control over the YouTube ads, so they may be a little bit more depending upon that situation itself. So their options, I would say check them out, whatever those options happen to be. The only downside is, unfortunately, YouTube, I can't check out my React content on YouTube because there's all these copyright issues and so on and so forth. So just keep in mind that if it's a React session or something like that, maybe the first hour or two of the stream may not be up on YouTube. You need to watch it somewhere else. So those things are still sticking around. That's still happening. So like I said, we're doing playthroughs. We're going to be playing all those different games. On the lists, of course, there's always going to be PSO2. There's always going to be Final Fantasy 14. There's always going to be Crystal of Atlan. Those three are kind of like the big three for me personally at all times. Other games that, tickled the fancy that I've considered jumping into, that I've played in the past, that we'll probably play again in the future, if they release things that I like. BPSR, one that I've enjoyed. Not something that's kept me all the time, but something I've enjoyed. What is it? BDO, Black Desert Online. If they finally release a proper dual wield swordsman in Black Desert Online, I know you're thinking, oh, but what about Ninja? No, not Ninja. And yes, I've seen Lon. Lon's great, but I'm looking for like I play MMOs because I like self-inserts, or I'm looking for that style of chrono in the game itself that I haven't seen yet. If that does show up, then yeah, we'll go back into Black Desert Online again, because there's very few games in this space that does grinding the right way. In Black Desert, for some strange reason, it just has that type of grind that I enjoy. Even though it happens to be insanely long in some cases and massive amounts of circles, tons of enemy killing, they just happen to get it right. So does definitely one of those games itself, and there are other games in the mix as well that we'll jump into. I play Warhammer with a couple of friends. We play Get into Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. We've played a ton of that and enjoyed it. But I digress. The list can go on forever. Those of you guys who are big Phantasy Star fans, yes, we will jump back into Clementine again. I've been wanting to jump back into Clementine for a long time and just haven't given myself the time to do so because of the whole situation of making content and videos and blah, 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 blah. So Clementine will happen again. Yes, I know some of you guys have been waiting for that to happen. It will happen again. Apparently they're working on a base PSO2 server as well. I've been advocating over and over for Sega to at least put base PSO2 in a state that's reasonable for players who haven't played the game in a long time to jump into. Granted, it is still playable. You can still progress and get a lot done, but there's a lot of things that just really aren't fair to those individuals who want to enjoy that past piece of content if they weren't there when it originally came out. So at this point, if they decide to do something along those lines with private server, blah this, blah, 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 that, I'm all for people enjoying and having a good time with the game itself. So fingers crossed, whatever that project happens to be, that works out for them. I probably will not personally advocate for it or support it itself, as the current servers are still live, and while current servers are live, it's kind of poor form to support private servers. But I always advocate for you guys to enjoy games the way you absolutely can, as long as you're not hurting anyone when you do so. So please, by all means, if that's your jam, go for it. If that's something that pops up and and I get the okay that we can do or support something like that or check something like that out, we will in the future. But that's pretty much it, man. Just want to have a dialogue with you guys, talk with you guys, let you know where my headspace is at, let you guys know what's been going on. Expect to see that sort of stuff pop up on the channel. For those of you guys who don't know, I have sat down and I've actually had a conversation. Those guys who watch the Twitch channel or Twitch streams or things like that, who have seen MKP, he is actually be helping me out with some editing, uploading. He's actually taking care of some of the videos and dressing them up over on the YouTube side, making sure thumbnails and titles and descriptions, things like that, have already been set up properly. I'm going to mention him here because in case you guys don't know, he also makes content. But he won't tell you himself, even though he will edit videos for me and actually work on stuff for me. He won't tell you himself that he makes content. But yes, MKP also makes content. Be working on his stuff as well. Because I'm editing this video, I say editing with quotations, because I'm uploading this video, he doesn't have any control over this one. I'm going to tell you guys that you guys should definitely go check him out. Fantastic Phantasy Star creator, fantastic, usually ranged player. So you'll see him playing things like Ranger, Gunner, so on and so forth. So if that's your jam, you're not so much of a melee guy like I am, looking for someone who does follow some range content, you should definitely check him out. He does have, he does go over and cover class stuff as well, and is planning to push out more video content again starting next month. So you definitely should check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the video description. Videos he works on probably in the future. his videos will be or his channel will be linked in the video description as well. It's kind of like just our default actual setup, as he's going to be working alongside me with getting the channel moving forward. So yeah, you can't hide from it now. I know you're going to watch this video probably all the way to the end, but you can't hide from it. So now people know if they didn't already know as it was. But that's all I've got for you guys. No fancy outro. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to start working on some different things that I really need to get pushed out soon. I know I've said that a lot of times, but time is a pain in the ass between schoolwork, trying to maintain somewhat of a, I don't want to say a social life, but some time away from making all this content and have IRL friends. I live around the corner from Friday these days. I like live not super far from my buddy Remnant, or Remnant. God, I mix names. Remy is what I call him, but it's Revnolt on the channel. So Rev is usually what you guys hear me call him. But my buddy Rev, IRL stuff that I just have not paid attention to consistently. The people that are literally around the corner from me that I have not been paying attention to. It's a crazy jumble that I'm trying to get together and trying to get taken care of. I recently getting my car fixed and running again. That's a whole process itself. It's just there's so many things, guys. There's so many things. So I apologize if some things fall through the cracks, but all I'm here to say is that I'm doing things now the way that I enjoy. There's no more right or wrong way. We're just doing things, and hopefully that resonates with some of you guys here in the channel. And if it doesn't, like I said at the very beginning of the video, hopefully you find what you're looking for wherever it happens that you go. But that's it. I probably left some things out. I might put them in the video description or in the comment section or something along those lines. So look out for that. And I'll see you guys later. I've got a stream I to get to that starts in like 5 minutes. So this video is getting uploaded. I'm just letting it rip. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Peace out.